Yo, what is up? So in this tutorial, we're going to be starting on our main menu. We're going to be doing this little portion of it, you know, getting the start screen, and you know, you press a button and that goes away, plays a sound, and yeah, let's just hop into it. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to hop into our main menu level here. And then right here where our guy is, we're going to throw in a player start. And we're just gonna click on our dude here, and we're gonna grab a, we're gonna copy his location, so just right click in this area, copy it, and then we're gonna click on the player start. We're gonna paste that right there, and we're gonna click on our player and go ahead and delete him. And we'll click on our player start and rotate it around 180 degrees. So now when you press play, that's where you'll start at. Whoa, that did not start there. Why not? Oh, I have another one over here for some reason. Just delete that one if you have one. So now you press play, and this is where you start at. So that's where we'll be setting our dude up for character creator. So we'll just do a save there. Alright, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here in the place actors. We're gonna look for a camera. We're gonna pull in assign camera. And we're just gonna kind of position this where we want it, and over here on the details, we're gonna go down, and where it says current focal length, we're gonna change this to 18. Try to stick to a standard, you know, film focal lengths and stuff, and we'll just kind of place this kind of where he'll be. You can press play to make sure it's lined up. Actually, we're not at that part yet. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open up our level blueprint up here. So if you go up here to this button and click on it, you can open the level blueprint, and we're gonna do some stuff in here. Just delete that event tick, and right here we're gonna press S on the keyboard and click to grab a sequence node. Plug that guy in. You can highlight them both and press Q, and that'll straighten the lines if you want to. Then off of here, we're going to cast to third person character. And then off the object, we're going to get player character. And off of here, we're going to promote to a variable. We're going to call this player ref. So the reason you cast is you can get any kind of info off of your player character, and this just sets a reference to our player character. And the reason you promote it to a variable is so that you don't have to cast over and over, is because casting can be expensive, so you want to do this as little as possible. So yeah, that's why we're doing this here and promoting it to a variable, because we're gonna need our player ref and some other things. So we'll just pull this sequence and begin play back. And then the next thing we're gonna do is you can minimize this a little bit and click on the camera right here. And then we're gonna right click in our level blueprint, and we can create a reference to sign camera actor right here. And it'll pull a reference to that into the level blueprint. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna also right click and get player controller, and we're gonna pull off of our sign camera right here. We're gonna set view targets. Might need to uncheck this. Set view targets with blend right here. Yeah, if it doesn't show up, just uncheck context sensitive. And then we're gonna set our player controller into this. And then we're gonna hook this up into the sequence. And blend time we'll leave at 0, because we want it to automatically go to this camera on the main menu. So now when you hop in and press play, it goes to the sign camera that we set. So we can kind of position this a little bit better. I'm also gonna rotate him, rotate the player start this way a little bit, to get a little bit of a better position on him. So press play. You see he's kind of aiming a little bit more towards the camera, looking at it a little bit more. And yeah, now you can just kind of, you know, position your camera a little bit better. to be lined up with him in the center. Or wherever you want him. I'm gonna put him in the center for now. I might change that later. So just position it, press play, see where it is. And I think that looks pretty good for now. But as you can see, he can still move around. So we're gonna go ahead and limit that in the player blueprint. So hop in your player blueprint. And then we're just gonna copy our player controller here. Control C and Control V. And then, oh yeah, just to go over what this view target does. I mean, I guess you kind of get the idea now, but what it does is you can use this to switch between your player camera and and a camera that you have set in the world. So like, you know, other things you can do with this is say if you have a trigger in the world, or like say you have like an opening sequence, you can use a view target with blend to transition between playing the game and going into a cinematic, or just going into the camera in general. Pretty useful. It's pretty cool. So what we're gonna do after this is we're gonna just pull off of here. We're gonna set movement mode. Actually, we don't need player controller. We need our player ref. So pull your player ref in. We'll just delete that and then pull off of here. And we're gonna set movement mode right here, and that'll give us our character movement component right there. And we'll just plug this in, and we're gonna set movement mode to none, which it's already at that. So we'll just leave that how it is. So now when you hop in and you press play, you can't move. He won't move. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna fix, if you notice, we have these weird black bars on the side. So we'll just fix that real quick. So click on your camera here. Go down, and we want to go down to this constrain aspect ratio. Just check that. Press play, and now they're gone. Alright, so the next thing we want to do is we'll do a save right here. We'll go into our level blueprint, and so we want to create our widget here actually, so we can just move all of this, and we're going to add a pin to the sequence node. So let's just go ahead and make our widget. So we'll go into the content, or we'll go into our blueprints folder actually. We're going to make a new folder called widgets, and then we'll open that up, and we'll right click, go to user interface, widget blueprint, user widget, and we're just going to call this main menu underscore W for our main menu widget. So we'll open that up, and we'll go up to the search. We'll add a canvas panel. So look for canvas panel, and we'll add that down here. And then the next thing we're going to do, we're going to find an image, and we're just going to pull this guy in and put that on the canvas panel. So click on your image, and we're going to anchor this so that it takes up the whole entire screen. So go over here to your anchors, click on it, and we're going to choose this bottom right one right here. And then you want to choose the offset right and offset bottom to 0, like this. And you can either you know, set this to a color, or you know, whatever you want, an image or anything you want like that. I have an image that I made in GIMP really quick right before I hopped on, and I would share it, but it's using some copyrighted texture, so I'm not really sure what the legality of me sharing that would be. So you can either make one, or you know, find one on the internet, something like that, and bring it in. But next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the content folder. We're gonna right click, we're gonna make a new folder, and we're gonna call this textures. And then we're gonna open that folder up, and we're gonna make a new folder in here called main menu. Then we're gonna open that up, and I'm just gonna bring in the image that I made, which is right here. And now we're gonna go back into our widget here, and I'm just gonna shrink it down a bit. And oh yeah, another note on your image, try to get something that's, you know, in the aspect ratio of 16:9, you know, like 1920 by 1080. That way it won't stretch and look weird and stuff. But yeah, I'm just gonna bring this in right here, like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here to the search. We're gonna type in text, and we're gonna pull in a text onto the canvas panel. Now we're gonna click on that text, and we're just gonna call. We're gonna go up here. We're gonna rename this to game logo text, and we're gonna anchor this. So go to your anchors here. We're gonna anchor this to the top center. So click that, and then on the position X, you can just hit the back arrow here, right here. Then we're gonna go down to alignment, and we're gonna set this to 0.5 and 0.5, and all that does is it centers it to exactly where the anchor is. Because without that, if you look, it's kind of, you know, the anchor is on the top left. So you set it to 0.5 and 0.5, and it centers it. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna size to content, and I'm just gonna position Y. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit, and you can use the fonts that are here for this text if you want. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring in a font. So what I'm gonna do is go to content folder, and I'm gonna make a new folder called fonts, and I'm gonna open that up. And you can go to this website, defont.com, and you can, you know, find some pretty cool fonts. I've already got some downloaded, so I'm just gonna use the ones that I have downloaded. But just to give you an example of how you may, you know, get this to work, you just download it, and you'll probably have to extract it, because if you look at my downloads folder, no, let me find where it is. Right here. Yeah, a lot of them, or all of them, you'll need to extract, so you can just right click and extract it. If you have an extraction software. I'm assuming most of you do. So yeah, you just extract it, and then I've actually got two different fonts that I'm gonna bring in. The first one is gonna be this fairy dust one. This one's pretty cool. That's what I'm gonna use as the logo. So I'm just gonna bring this fairy dust font in, and it'll ask you this thing right here. Just click yes. And then I'm gonna bring in another font, lemon milk right here. Lemon milk regular. I'm gonna bring that one in. Press yes. And we'll save that, and we'll hop back into our main menu widget. And I'm gonna set this text to use the fairy dust font. So you can go to the little font drop down right here. Click this right here, and you can choose your fonts. I'm just gonna choose this fairy dust one. And I'm gonna go to the text right here, and I'm just gonna name this Souls Like. You can name it whatever your game is. And on the size right here, I'm just gonna size it up to about 160 maybe. Yeah, about 160. Then bring the position Y down. Y, you know, go down. Oh, that's size Y. Whoops. That's fine. So yeah, because we sized the content, we can't do anything with these sizes right here. So if you unsize that, you can control the sizes and stuff. But typically for, you know, text like this, you just want to size the content, and the box will just go around the text that exists. So yeah, we're gonna go to position Y right here, and I'm just gonna bring it down a bit. See how that looks when we press play. Oh yeah, we need to add a viewport. Alright, so since we're going to be testing some things out, let's go back to our main menu, our level blueprint. And right here, off of 3, or off of the 2, we're going to pull off, we're going to create widget. And the widget we're creating is our main menu widget. Then off of the return value, we're going to add to viewport. Like this. So now when you press play, that will be what you see. So you press play. Now we got our main menu widget showing. And yeah, I think that looks pretty good so far. Alright, so let's hop back into our main menu widget. And we're gonna create another text. So we're just gonna pull this text down, pull it onto the canvas panel. And this one I'm gonna anchor Go to your anchors over here. I'm gonna anchor this one to the bottom center, and we can just hit the back arrows on position X and Y, so back and back. Then we're gonna go to the alignment, set that to 0.5 and 0.5. So a general rule of thumb in you know, game design and creating UIs and stuff. So for something like your logo, it's generally okay to, you know, have cool looking fonts and stuff. But most people will tell you not to have a crazy font for, like, you know, buttons or, like, you know, just general UI, you know, text. Just a general rule of thumb there, which is why I'm gonna set this one to this lemon milk one. It's at least different than the you know, inbox Unreal Engine font, but it's not a you know, a crazy text. So now I'm gonna choose size the content like that, and I'm just gonna position this. Oh yeah, not size. I'm gonna position the Y position. I'm gonna pull it up, and I'm gonna make the size of this, say maybe like 100. And then I'm gonna set the text to say, press any key. Might make that a little smaller. I'm gonna pull it down a little bit and change the size to maybe 60. Yeah, something like that. So now we'll just press play and see how that looks. I think that looks pretty good. Pretty decent. Alright. So, next thing we're gonna do is we need to set that when we press a key, this will go away and it'll bring up our other menu, which will, you know, have our buttons. There'll be like, you know, continue game, load game, new game, system settings, quit game, all of those. We'll make all of those in the next part, just because I want to kind of keep these videos, you know, short and concise, easy to digest, you know. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make a new component. So we'll do a save here. We're gonna go to our blueprints in our component folder, and we're gonna make a blueprint class actor component, and we're gonna call this main menu underscore CP, and we're just gonna go to our third person character and add this to our player character. So go to third person blueprints, open your player character, and we're just gonna add our main menu component here. So now it's a part of our player character. And what we want to do in the main menu component, so let's go back to that. Go back to your blueprints, components, main menu component. We'll delete that tick. We just want to make a variable in here called is on main menu. So we'll do that right there, and then we're gonna hop into our level blueprint. Hop back onto our level blueprint here, and we'll just move this guy up. And all right, so something else we need to do right here. We need to set that our game mode is game and UI. So we're gonna right click. We're gonna get player controller, and we're gonna pull off of this. We're gonna set game mode to game and UI, and then we'll hook this up. And in widget focus, we want to add our widget right here. So just pull off of this, hook it in. You can double click on the wire to get a reroute node, make it look a little cleaner. Add a second one, make it look nice. And you can highlight both of them and press Q to make sure they're completely straight. Same with all of these. You can highlight all of them, press Q. Highlight all of them, press Q. And that'll just keep the line straight. Makes it look nicer. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to copy this player controller. So Control C, Control V. And off of this, I'm going to set show mouse cursor. So this will show the mouse cursor when you press play now, so that you can click on stuff with the mouse. Oh, whoops. Oh, I got the wrong thing, I guess. Player. Oh, I need to go context sensitive. Make sure you go context sensitive. But when you get the player controller, get player controller, we don't want this target is player state. We want this one right here. So just hook that in, and I'm just gonna copy this one and hook that in. And now we'll compile and save. And now when you press play, we can see our mouse cursor. Alright, so next thing we're gonna do is we made that variable is on main menu. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna add a pin to our sequence node here. And we're gonna pull in our player ref. And then we're gonna get our main menu CP right here. And we're going to set is on main menu. We're going to set that to true. And we'll hook that into our sequence here. Like that. And we'll just kind of put this in place. You can spread these apart if you want to kind of keep it not so cluttered. Like this. You can also add comments around them. So this one we can set to if you highlight them all and press C on your keyboard, you can get the comment. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna name this one sets camera in game mode. And then we can highlight these, press C on the keyboard, and we can say we'll just call it references. And then on this one, we can... Oh, wait a minute. This doesn't set game mode. So we need to rename this. Sets camera and movement mode. And then on this one, we're going to highlight it all. Press C. Creates widget. And sets game mode. So, and now if you click on the little top part, it'll move the whole entire comment, so you can kind of keep them organized this way. So, like that. Then this one, we're just going to make a comment and say sets that we are on the main menu. Like that. And we'll just move this guy up. And we'll compile and save. So the reason we want to set this is because when we go on our, we're going to go back onto our main menu widget. So go to your blueprints, widgets, main menu. And we're going to go into the graph over here. We're going to delete the pre-construct in the event tick. And we're also going to need to grab a reference to our player in here. So that's what we're going to do on the construct. This is basically your begin play, but in you know, widgets. So we're gonna cast to third person, cast the BP third person character. Highlight those, straighten it. Then off the object, we're gonna get player character, and we're gonna pull off of this, promote to a variable called player ref. Like that. So now we got a reference. So like I was saying, the reason we wanted to set is on main menu is because we're gonna pull in we're gonna right click and pull in an any key right here. And we're gonna grab a branch, and then we're gonna pull in our player ref. So get your player ref, and then we're gonna get main menu, get main menu CP, and then off of this we're gonna see is on main. We're gonna get our is on main menu. We're gonna hook this into the condition and do this. So we want to see if we are on main menu, because if you don't set a condition for what you want to happen after this, when you use something like an any key, it'll just fire off through at any point in the game. So that's why we wanted to make this is on main menu boolean, so that it limits it to what we're gonna do after here to only happen when we're on the main menu. Alright, so what we're gonna do after this is we're gonna grab a do once, and we're gonna hook that to the true. And what we want to do is we're gonna go back to the designer, and on our press any key text, we're gonna go up here and we're just gonna rename it to press any key text. And then right here where it says is variable, we want to check that to be true. So now it's a variable. We can go in and, you know, do things to it. We're going to go back to the graph, and we're going to pull in our press any key text, and we're going to get that. And we're going to pull off of this, and we're going to set visibility. And we're going to hook that up. We're going to set it to hidden. So when any key is pressed, it will hide that text. So now if you press play and you click any button, it'll go away. And something else we're gonna do is right after this, we're gonna play sound 2D. And I've got some sounds already, but I'm gonna show you some places where I get sounds. So there's a few places that I get sounds. One of them is free sounds. Type that in. It's yeah, this white website right here. You can just, you know, search for different kinds of sounds. I think this is the one where I got the sound. This is the sound I'm gonna use. This one right here. Well, actually, not that one. It's this one. This sound right here. It's a pretty good one. I think it's a good UI sound. There's also another website where you can get sounds. Pixabay, right here. You can type in, you know, find different kinds of sounds, search for sounds. And so this is the website I use for getting sounds. Now, I don't know the legality on using these sounds, but I will say with Pixabay, I've watched Twitch streamers on software development. And I've seen them use this website and put it in their game and, you know, release the game. But fair warning, I am not sure what the legality of it is. And I haven't seen people use this and post it in their game. But I have heard sounds from this website in games before. So I know people have done it, but just fair warning, I don't know the legality of it. So use at your own risk. Alright. So yeah, find you some sounds. I'm gonna pull in some sounds because I've already got some. We're gonna go to our content folder. We're gonna right click, make a new folder. I'm gonna call it sounds. I'm gonna open that folder up. I'm gonna right click, new folder, and I'm just gonna call this one UI. And I'm gonna open that one up, and I'm gonna pull in the sound I want. Where is it at? Oh yeah, another thing about sounds is if you download a sound and it's an MP3, that won't work. That won't work. It needs to be a wave. So if you, you know, if you get an MP3 sound that you like, you just go to a, you know, like an MP3 to wave converter and, you know, do it that way. Convert it to a wave sound. The way I actually do it is I actually take it into video editing software. I have DaVinci Resolve. You can go into there, and then when you export it, you can export it as a wave sound. And I like doing it that way too, because sometimes you'll find a sound that you really like, but like say, like the way it is, you have to kind of edit it to, you know, chop out, you know, just empty space, you know. So I like to go into video editing software actually, or you can even do it in, you know, music software, anything like that. So that way, if you can edit the sound to, you know, fit. Say if there's like any empty space, you can chop that out, and then export it as a WAV file. So just a little tip there. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring this in. Deep impact. Got the sound right there. So I'm gonna hop back into the main menu widget, and I'm just gonna on the play sound 2D, I'm gonna find that deep impact. So now when we hop in and we press any key, it'll play that sound. And something else I'm gonna do is on the level blueprint. So open your level blueprint. We're gonna add another pin to our sequence here. I'm just gonna pull this back a little bit. And off of this, we're gonna also play sound. Play sound 2D. And I'm just gonna pull in, we're gonna go back to the sounds folder. I'm gonna make a new folder called music. And then open that up, and I'm just gonna pull in some music that I've got, that I downloaded earlier, and pull it in. This is one that I found. This guy. So that, oh yeah, this thing was really, really loud. So we're gonna open this up. So typically on like a, once you get like a music or something that you want to add in, open that file up. You want to set it to loop. If it's gonna be your main menu music, you just want that to loop. And also you can, you know, control the volume and stuff in here. This sound is really, really loud, so I'm gonna set it to 0.2. So it makes it a little bit more quiet. And then on the level blueprint, on the play sound, I'm just gonna pull the sound in, compile, and save. And now when we play, it'll play that music. And we press a key, that little pressing a key will go away. And then yeah, that's all we're gonna do for this one. And the next part, we'll be making our, you know, our buttons for, you know, starting a new game, you know, our load button, our continue button, our settings button, our quit game button. Yeah, we'll be doing all that in the next part. So yeah, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new around here, definitely subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know those down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.